even the prostitutes, they came out. And they were also looking at Krishna. And Shukdev Goswami points out that the earrings of prostitutes were shining. So prostitutes did not hesitate in coming and looking at Krishna. Then Srila Prabhupada makes another important comment. And that comment is that prostitutes were present even 5,000 years ago in the society. And the comment is, prostitutes were essential part of the society. Prostitutes are not condemned. They were essential part of the society. Now why essential? So Srila Prabhupada makes a comment that no matter what, there are certain men in the society. These men do not follow regulative principles, no matter what. So they are looking for escape, some people, some men. So where they go? They go and drink. Where they go? They go for prostitution. You tell them, they don't understand. They have got to go. They have that urge. So where do they go? They go to prostitution. So if there were no prostitutes, what these men will do? They will do balatkar. They will force chaste ladies. Whenever they will get an opportunity, like an animal, they will do that. So if they know that there are prostitutes, that is easy way for them. They can find out in the street, in casino or somewhere. So this way, prostitutes keep the society clean. This is the valid point. And other thing is, these prostitutes were interested in the beauty of Krishna. They knew that they are sinner, they are sinful. Why sinners sinful? Because they are not making good use of the body. Why they are not making good use of the body? Because they are selling it. As long as they are young, they can make some money. As soon as they are old, this body is useless. They have to depend upon other sources of income. So in this connection, a very nice story comes. There was a prostitute, beautiful prostitute. She was regretting that I'm wasting my entire life. And across him was a saint, a sadhu. And sadhu was always condemning. So what sadhu started doing, every time he will take a pebble, a stone. As soon as he will see one man going to the house of prostitute, he'll take one stone and he'll put it. So likewise, there was a mountain of stones. And that way, this sadhu was counting every time, looking at the prostitute, looking at the man. And he said, look how sinful she is. So many people have gone to have her association. And what was prostitute doing? She was all the time thinking, oh, what a great sadhu. I'm wasting my life, but his life is really successful. He is devoted to God. He is devoted to spiritual preaching. So now both of them after death go to Yam Raja, and Yam Raja sends the prostitute to heaven. And Yam Raja sends this sadhu to hell. So sadhu was very disturbed. Oh, I'm initiate devotee, I'm this, I'm that. And you have sent me, Yam Raja, to hell, you have made a mistake. You have certainly made a mistake. Please correct yourself. So Yam Raja said, if you were a devotee, I won't touch you. I'll send you directly to Goloka. But you were disguised as a devotee. You were all the time thinking of the sins of prostitute. Instead of chanting, instead of doing japa, your attention was focused in poking fingers, pointing defects of another lady. And this lady is helpless. Sadhu Maharaj, this lady is helpless. She is not educated. The only she can entertain people is through prostitution. That's the only thing she has. But look, her quality, she's always thinking of you, always thinking of better things. She's always regretting, repenting all her life. So she deserves a better world, heaven, and you don't deserve it. So this is just an example. So prostitutes also have a place. Now I'll share another very interesting story, true story from Vedic literature. Who has heard the name of Jabala? Have you heard the name of Jabal? Jabala lady named Jabala? Anybody? Anybody? Jabala? No? Okay. This was a maid servant, Jabala, serving rishis, serving sadhus in ashram. And she had a wonderful son. So this son went to study in Gurukul. So as it is customary, the teacher in Gurukul asked, before I admit you, you have to tell me your father's name. So son came back home. First thing he said is, I don't know. So teacher said, go and find out from your mother who is your father, because we have to have you admitted only if you are coming from a good family. So Lady Jabala did not know who the father is. Why? She was simply serving all the sadhus in the ashram. That was her job. And now who slept with her? She had no idea. Child was born, she had no idea. But she was a chaste person. You will wonder, how come she is chaste? Chaste because she is doing what she is supposed to do. She is serving everybody, nicely serving. And child is born, it's not her mistake, it's nature's arrangement. So she said to the child, go and tell your teacher, you are Jabala's son. So a teacher wanted man's name, and there was no proof, there was no link, nothing. So these two words of Jabala, two words, this son carried. And the teacher asked her, so whose son you are? She said, my mother says, I am Jabala's son. So teacher understood that mother doesn't know who the father is, but mother is speaking the truth. And mother does not want to involve this child into any controversy or anything. Mother is giving the true answer. So teacher accepted the true answer. Why this name Jabala's son is being mentioned here? Because he was a great scholar. He has spoken so many things about truth and all that. So if you get a chance to read about teachings of son of Jabala, you'll be amazed to know how come this child knew all that. He knew because association of rishis, he was in ashram. So with association you understand everything, you learn everything. Now in today's world, and unfortunately in America, even in India, in today's world, there is so much of advertisement. And in what? In advertisement, what they show? They show body. They show body parts. Some examples. If they are selling car, they show a nice lady with red dress, red car. So why companies do that? Why advertisers do that? And why advertisers have a psychology, they have understanding that everybody is looking for other sex. So if there are women as a salesperson of the car or standing next to the car, people look to the cigarettes, look to the wine, drink, right? Everywhere they will put women. So Srila Prabhupada is one of his lectures has pointed out that these corporations, they know how to sell, so they exploit women this way. They exploit women and they are thinking that they will be able to promote their goods, their But that is not proper, that is not desirable. But as you all know, we are in Kali Yuga, and as you all know, we have to save ourselves from those four vices. So that is by observing the regulative principles, so that we are clean, so that we are devotee, so that we engage all our senses into the service of the Lord. And by serving Guru, by serving devotees, by serving Krishna, we gradually purify our consciousness. And once our consciousness is pure, we develop Krishna Prema. And what is the essence of this life? Essence of this life is Krishna Prema. And if you can enjoy that Krishna Prema, then it is Krishna Prema Anand. And if you really taste it, then it is Krishna Prema Anand Ras. And that is Ras also like Ras Leela. So that is the topmost enjoyment in the world, Ras Leela. And in order to do that, you have to qualify yourself. And qualifications are very, very simple. How simple? In Kali Yuga, chanting. There is no other way, there is no other way, there is no other way. Hare Naam, Hare Naam, Hare Naam, Eva Kevalam. Kalo Nasteva, 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 Gatirannatha. So in this Kali Yuga, the process has been made very easy compared to other yugas. In other yugas, you have to do temple worship, you have to do yoga, different type of dhyan yoga and all that, which is very, very, very tough. Compared to that in Kali Yuga, it is very, very, very easy. But you got to get started somehow or other. And if you have a mercy of the Vaishnava, it is easy. If you have mercy of Krishna, mercy of Guru, it's even more easy, even more easier. But you got to have start somewhere, little bit. You got to make effort. As soon as you do effort, Krishna will send you a proper Guru. Krishna will make arrangements for you. And the whole thing will become super easy. Having understood this, where do we go from here? From here we go to make reservation that at the end of this physical life, we will be welcome in Golok Vrindavan. Right? That's our ultimate goal. So having achieved our reservation now, what's our duty? Our duty is to share this knowledge, spread the love of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu through chanting, Sankirtan, book distribution to other people, other masses. Otherwise we will be selfish. Why selfish? Because we are sharing only amongst ourselves. We are not spreading it to others. We are not fighting with Maya, we are not fighting with ignorance. Ignorance is ruling, Maya is ruling. But we are not fighting, we are cooperating with that. So now we have got the tool, and those tools, with those tools, we are fighting Maya, we are spreading the spiritual knowledge, we are recommending others to share this love of Krishna Premananda Ras, and that is what is our essential goal. And why should we do that? Very basic question comes. Jane do, let it go. No, not let it go. Are you going to change the world? Yes. You have to change yourself first. And once you have changed yourself, you can change the world. Why? Because remember your constitutional position. Jiva Shwarup Hoy Krishna Nityadas. So that is what is your essential constitutional position. There is no other position, there is no other relationship. Being a servant, you can engage in so many ways. You can be friend, you can be parent, you can have 5 different relationships. Arjun was a Sakha. Hanumanji was a servitor. So you can have different Vatsalya, Yashoda, that is Vatsalya. So you can have all different kinds of relationship with the Lord. And if Lord is pleased with you, Lord will appear as your son, as your child. So Lord takes all kinds of roles, depending upon time, place and circumstance. So a friend of mine was saying, how come Lord is born as a fish? And Srila Prabhupada, once he was questioned, that how come you people say that Lord is like this, Lord is like that, how come? Prabhupada's answer was, who are you to limit expansion and potentials of the Lord? Who are you to dictate what Lord should do, what Lord should not do? Who are you? What authority do you have? Lord is limitless, Lord is formless, Lord can take anywhere, any incarnation depending upon time, place and circumstance. So counter questions. He was also asked, do you consider Muhammad, do you consider Jesus as messengers of God? Prabhupada said, yeah, they were sent for those people by Krishna. That was the arrangement. So Krishna makes that kind of arrangement. And who are we now? Other than the fact that we are eternal servants of the Lord, who are we? So I repeat myself, as I said last night during Bhagavad Gita lecture. We are all soldiers in the army of Srila Prabhupada. What is our weapon? What is our equipment? What is our tool? Our tool is Sankirtan. These are all our tools. These are all our equipment. These are all our weapons. In any form. If nothing, clap. Please clap. Raise a hand. Sing and dance. That's your equipment. So, I have lived in Arizona about 14 years. I had the pleasure of serving Shri Radha Kalachandji for 16 years in Dallas, Texas. My initiation took place at the age of 16 years in Sri Sampradaya in India, performed by family priest, born as a Vaishnava, born as a Hindu, born as a Sri Sampradaya, Vaishnava. Since birth, parents, grandparents, nobody ate any meat or things like that, all pure devotees. My mother, especially, grandmother and all that. So, I had fortune of meeting Tamal Krishna Goswami in Houston in 1979. And then 1982 onwards, association deepened and continued. My profession those days was engineer, naval architect. Very busy, you may call Karmi life. Very busy, no time for anything. So Tamal Krishna Goswami asked me in Houston in 1982, do you chant? I said, yes. What do you chant? Ram, Ram. How many times? Just 2 times. In the morning. 2 times in the night before sleeping. What do you chant?
16 times.
What do you chant?
Hare Krishna.
Ram Ram.
Ram, Ram. That's enough. He said, do you know Mahamantra? I said, yes. He said, go ahead. Tell me. I said, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. So as you know, Tamal Krishna Goswami was secretary to Prabhupada, very good salesperson. So he said, very good. He didn't criticize me, he said, very good. Say one more time, Mahamantra, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. So he made me chant how many times? 2 times. So he said, now, instead of chanting Ram, please chant Mahamantra. Now he said, now do it in a different way. And what is the different way?
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And he said, can you chant 2 times Mahamantra? I said, that's not a problem, that I can do that. So from Ram, he goes to Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, okay, 3 steps. Then he said to me that at least chant 2 rounds. So that was a big job for me. I don't have time. Engineer, projects, project management, design. So he said, chant 2 rounds, 108 times. 1 round and 100 times, 1 more time, 2 rounds. And then he said, increase it up to 16. So that is how he convinced me. And why he and I became good associates, friends, because one day I came for prasadam from work in Houston. As usual, I turned the TV on. And in the TV, I see his interview with an American journalist for 45 minutes. So I forgot about the lunch. I watched his interview for full 45 minutes in Houston. In the evening when I went to the temple, I met him again and I said, Gurudev, I have seen you live in TV interview. So he said, you are the only Indian who has watched the entire interview. And he said, now you think I can be an actor, I star? I said, definitely Gurudev. So after that, he gave personal association to me in terms of, he gave me a book, Nectar of Devotion to read, removed all the doubts. So that is how the seed of bhakti increased in myself. My first encounter was in Hamburg airport, another railway station, with a disciple of Srila Prabhupada. I forget his name. He was reading a Krishna book which came out in 1970s. And I was looking at him and he was reading it and then highlighting important things. So he found that I am interested in this book. So he said, would you like to take it? I said, definitely. And I thought, I'm getting it for free. So once I had the book with me, he said, would you please donate me some Lakshmi? I said, how much? He said, 5 marks. So 5 marks in 1972 was a lot of money. But it was a nice book. It was a rare book. In 70s, if you think of, to get ISKCON books, that was a very rare thing. So anyway, I read the entire book, loved it,